Chicago Software Development.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to not just the horrors of XBLIG, but welcome back to the Undead Syndrome. Previously, I was about to say we played through the first game, but no, we didn't play through it. We survived the first Undead Syndrome. We experienced it. And we may never be the same. It's hard to say. And now it's time to continue the story with the Undead Syndrome 2. You might remember what happened in the first game, where we were an unnamed woman who was attacked in the streets, apparently by a man, and then we went into some sort of nightmare where we had to fight our way out using key powers, and then we found out it wasn't the man who stabbed us, it was aliens. Aliens the whole time. How could we have gotten it so wrong? Well, now let us continue the story from where we left off at the end of the first game. By the way, that sound effect is still here. We have awoken, but we were not the only ones taken by the aliens. It seems like a nightmare, but it's all so real. It's aliens. They stabbed us and we're on their ship. The quarantine has been completed, and we were the only ones to survive. We're special in some way. But what does it all mean? Can we get to the bottom of what's been happening to— oh no! Alright, so Green Man with sideways teeth is actually our ally. Without him, we would have never have been able to make it through the nightmare last time without the key powers. But if he's our ally, then who are our enemies? But that guy who tried to help us last time, he never made it out of the nightmare. We were the only ones to escape. Looks like we have not escaped the nightmare just yet. We're special. We're the chosen one. We are the ones who can actually fight the enemy, whoever they might be. Alright, let's start the game. Start off with this big old lump coming out of our back. We've been stabbed with it, and there's really nothing we can do in here, so let's try to follow our ally out here. But oh no, we have been pulled back into the nightmare. Yep, we've seen this place before. This is where we were escaping from last time. And this seems to be the door that we went through at the end of the first game. We cannot go back through it. But there's no reason to go back, only a reason to go forward. That's locked. We can't open it yet. I am just going to save. Because, you know, a thing about this game is that they really drove up the difficulty in the Undead Syndrome 2. And, you know, that's fun. You know, most of the time when you have a game where the developers decide to really turn up the difficulty, it's because they've created some, you know, really well-playing, tightly controlled game mechanics, and they turn up the difficulty to test your skills in that game. You know, the Undead Syndrome doesn't have any of that. It's actually terrible to play. It's kind of torturous, but the difficulty was turned up anyway, which just makes it all the more horrifying. You see, that's part of the terror of the Undead Syndrome 2, that you fear turning it on, you fear playing it, because of the increased difficulty. Last time, we didn't have that much trouble making our way through the nightmare. But things should be different this time. Like, for example, we picked up an antidote. Last time, we didn't encounter too much in the way of status effects. Oh, they fixed that in the Undead Syndrome 2. They make sure you experience plenty of status effects in this one. But I guess if we want a story reason for it, it could be because the aliens are aware that we are special and that we have made it out of the nightmare the first time, and they're going to make it more difficult for us the second time. But we do have additional abilities, like super speed. Like, I can do that. I can run real fast. It uses our key to do that, however. So I want to be careful about where and when I do that. And as before, we still do have our ally, the shopkeeper. We can buy stuff. I don't need to buy stuff right now. And it's not like we have that on our mind anyway. What we have on our mind is trying to solve the mystery of what this all means. Who is the enemy? Who has trapped us in this nightmare? All we know is that green man that we spoke to, he is fighting against the enemy as well. And everything seems to be locked right now. Oh, but we can use our key, by the way. Yes. We have our key powers back, but... Oh, I actually didn't mean to do that. That was actually a waste of that, but that's alright, because we're gonna find a whole lot of items in this game. However, even though we're gonna find a whole lot of items, we don't have the stones, the gemstones that we had at the end of the last game. We lost them all, so we're going to have to find them again. And we're going to have to make our way through an even more devious maze than the first time. Alright, here's a door that's open. No enemies as of yet have appeared because the game is building up the tension that, as we know from the first Undead Syndrome, Lucago Software Development are masters of building tension. Oh no, it's that guy, except his eyes are now red. He's horrifying to look at. Even though I know that he's just a construct of the nightmare. the actual person, the actual guy, was trying to help us all along. And we didn't know. We had no idea. I guess since now our mind knows that that guy was not our enemy, the construct that we see in the nightmare doesn't look exactly like him. Since we can now see through the illusion, we know better. Of course, we can still rob the corpses for money. That's what we want. It's what we need. We need money. All right, we found a gemstone. We found a garnet, and we're just going to implant this in our body. Let's see what it does. Let's see if we put it in our head. Just slam it in there. It gives us 25% protection. 25% protection against paralysis. Right in there. We have powered up. And we can't walk through that because it is green smoke, which means the way is barred. Not the bar is weighed. That would be something else entirely. Let us go back. Oh no. Now in a place where there were no enemies last time, now there are. Oh, and I leveled up. You can tell because of the ear-splitting ringing that we hear that heralds the announcement of leveling up in the Undead Syndrome. Like, the sound effects are not any better in this game. You might say, of course they're not better. How do you make perfection any better? How do you do that? And you know, I don't have an answer for you. Obviously, Makago Software Development did not either. They knew what they had. What they had could not be improved upon. All they could do was give you more. Give you more of the Undead Syndrome. More of what you want. And someone drew on the wall. It's locked. Maybe we should consider what this means. So this game has some puzzles that were not present in the first game. Like this. What is this? Well, this kind of looks like the drawing we saw on that wall. We can shoot these things to make them go into the baskets. We did it. We solved the puzzle. And the door is opened. I mean, I guess I have to hand it to Makago Software Development. If they... Hold on, let me implant this. If they made the sound effects any more pleasant to listen to, they wouldn't be so horrific, you know? Like, I fear hearing any of the sound effects in this game because they're just so unpleasant to listen to. I don't want to hear them. And that's what the developers knew. They knew about color exchange. Green, blue, red. They knew about it. The door is locked. Maybe in order to open it, we have to learn the secrets of color exchange. That is locked too. Okay, so we have these sort of pods right here. If we stand on it, then we get lit up. It only lasts a few seconds, though. How do we exchange the colors? Well, maybe we need to use our new super speed to do that. There we go. Green and red have been exchanged. So green is supposed to be on that side, but red is supposed to be on that side, so let's get in there. The colors have been exchanged. And now there's a gas cloud, so let's not go there. Let's see if by doing this we have unlocked this door. We have done so. We have been successful. we continue to level up, continue to become more powerful, and power we will need to overcome our alien captors. The power that we get from gemstones like amethyst. And the money that we pick up from our corpses, just like real life. Oh, okay, put it in my R hand, and I get 25 protection against venom. So let's do that. Let's put fluorite in left hand. I'm too slow. We saw that message in the first Undead Syndrome. Yeah. I'm just not going to be able to make that jump, am I? I mean, it was correct. It was literal in the first game. We were too slow to make the jump. So I guess we're going to have to come back here later on, when maybe we've attained some speed. For right now, however, we did pick up the red key, so let's see what we can use that on. We've been encountering locked doors. So let's head back to the beginning of the game and see if we can open up some doors. It's terrifying. Look at that. They're like just on the other side of this wall, like grasping to get at me. I'm so afraid right now. And I should be afraid. I mean, I only saved back at the beginning of the game. If I were to die, I mean, it would mean that we'd have to just do this all over again. And that is the true fear of the Undead Syndrome. Of knowing that, oh man, when did I last save? If I die, I'm like, I have to replay like 20 minutes of this. I don't want to do that. You know, in a way, that's why a game that plays so badly makes such for a good horror game. Because that's the thing that instills fear into you. The fear of knowing that you might have to play more of the Undead Syndrome if you do poorly. That's why you can't make a horror game too fun, you know? You don't want the player to be having a very good time. Oh no, got a QTE. That's new. That's new to the Undead Syndrome too. New gameplay elements. You don't want the player to be having too much of a good time in a horror game, because that's not scary. Oh no, that is terrifying. They're bent over and naked. I mean, I'm not one to judge. That's just a Tuesday night right there. But usually you don't get shot by a woman firing key blasts. I don't know. Maybe you do. Maybe that's how you spend your nights. It's an unusual thing for me. But then, I don't know. Maybe I need to expand my horizons. I like how these things have money as well. Like these indescribable abominations from beyond the void. They have like a couple cents on them. Here's where the red key is used. By the way, if you're wondering, I do have to go to the subscreen when I level up for the level up to take effect. If you're wondering why I keep going to that screen and then just leaving it immediately before I can even read the stats. If you wondered, was there a reason I was doing that? Yeah, there's a reason. There is a reason. It doesn't actually count as having leveled up until you do that, I think. Oh, we've been in this room. Oh no, it's locked! Yes, the horror of the Undead Syndrome 2. Sometimes you'll walk into a room, and the door behind you will be locked until you kill all the enemies. It's a method of terror that has been used in many games since that trailblazing survival horror game, The Legend of Zelda. I remember it being used in that, and I was terrified. still has not lost its effect, even all these years later. Alright, I believe now I can open that door again. The door that I just went through. Yep, there we go. So I needed both the key and kill all the enemies for that door to open. You know, I'm kind of hard on the Undead Syndrome, I know. I guess I would say that for, you know, all of the things you might say about this game, one thing that I do notice is that the frame rate is very smooth, and sometimes I bring this up when talking about Xbox Live indie games. There are plenty of games that the performance is just horrible. Just awful. Just awful. And you can't figure out why, because the game is barely doing anything graphically impressive. I mean, the Undead Syndrome here, it's a fully polygonal game that seems to be running at a smooth 60 frames per second, so I don't know. I guess Mukago Software Development is doing something, right? Doing something that not every XBLIG developer is able to do. I picked up Obsidian. Do you remember what Obsidian did from the first game? It sped us up. If I just pushed it in my body, just slammed it right in my rib cage, now I can run faster. Now I am no longer too slow. And that means that I can go back to where we were, if I can remember how to get there. And now, we will no longer be too slow. We will be able to make that jump that we were not able to make last time. Looks like, oh, fell down. Anyone down here? No, doesn't look like it. Sometimes you have to kill all the enemies to open the door, and sometimes you don't. Just depends on how the Undead Syndrome is feeling at that particular point in time. Does it want you to kill all the enemies? Maybe you don't have to. But then again, maybe you do. It's unpredictable, which of course is one of the primary elements of horror. You don't want the player to know exactly what's coming. You want to keep them on their toes. You want to keep them guessing. You want to make them dread having to save their game because you have to hear that sound effect again. There seems like a lot of green smoke in this game. It seems like more so than in the first game. Green smoke kind of blocks your view. Let's see. Trying to remember where I need to go. Was it this way? Yeah. Because we solved the devious puzzle right here, and that led us into... Okay, led us back into Color Room. Did I need to... Oh, different enemies. We have new enemies. Hold on. Dangerous enemies that can shoot at us, and they are purple, and they waddle around, and they're kind of adorable, honestly. I mean, I guess that's why they're so frightening, is because they're so cute. You know, I don't know if I had to be in here, honestly. You kind of get turned around as you're playing the Undead Syndrome 2. It kind of messes with your sense of direction. Which, of course, is very devious. So devious. Oh no, poisoned. I mentioned that we would be seeing status ailments quite a bit in this game, and this is an example. I got poisoned. Fortunately, I have a bunch of antidotes, so... oh no, game over! How did that happen? You see? You never know when you're going to meet your doom in the Undead Syndrome 2. It could come at any time, anywhere. Fortunately, we saved recently, so we don't have to replay a whole lot. The Undead Syndrome 2 is tough but fair. I mean, look at that thing. It is kind of adorable, isn't it? We've been in this room, but we were not able to actually go anywhere else from here. We were blocked by green smoke. That green smoke is still here. I mean, it's not a bad thing to be able to grind up. And my health is getting very low, so... yeah, nowhere to go from here. Alright, gotta remember now. That room where I couldn't make that jump, where I was too slow, we need to get back there. It's where I got the red key. So I need to remember. So it wasn't through here. Need to remember how I got there. It was obviously, you know, whatever path I was able to take. It would have been only one single path because I didn't have the red key yet. So which path was that? Oh no, I can't get it off! Why did that take so long? Alright, let me try... No, actually that door... If I... See, did this door require the red key? I'm trying to remember now. This is locked, and it might be locked because there are enemies flying around. Or it might be locked because it needs a key. You don't know with the Undead Syndrome 2. Again, it keeps you guessing. It's still locked. Anyone down here? No one down here. And you know, this is just what a lot of the gameplay of the Undead Syndrome 2 is like. Just walking around, trying to clear out rooms, trying to figure out where you need to go. Oh, there's one guy right here. I used the red key to get in here, so this is not where I need to go, is it? Because wherever it was, and this was a store... Wherever it was I need to go, it can't be somewhere that I needed the red key to get to, because I got the red key in that room. Okay, that is still locked, so that requires an additional key. That's not just kill all the enemies. You're getting the genuine Undead Syndrome experience here. Walking around the level, trying to figure out where you need to go. Doors constantly getting locked because you just have to kill all the enemies in the room before you can open anything. Yeah, that's what it's all about. Game over. This game over. I mean, I guess that's alright because the last time I saved, I still wasn't really sure where I was going. So, I mean, I guess I lost some experience, but that's alright. Let me just make sure of something. Do I still have Okay, I saved after I got the obsidian, and that's all that matters. Because that's what I needed to advance whenever we find the room that we need to get to, which is going to be any time now. Right? We'll find it any time now. Game over. Nope. I did say that the difficulty went up in the Undead Syndrome 2. The first game, there's really no trouble. I had no problem at all making my way through it. The second game does turn it up. I guess the reasoning behind Mikago Software Development was, you know, if someone played through the Undead Syndrome 1, and they liked it enough to want to play the sequel, then they must really like how this game plays. So let's make the game a lot more harder, a lot more difficult, because that's what the fans want. They want a real challenge. And you know, maybe there are fans of the Undead Syndrome and Mikago Software Development who just wanted this to be turned up as far as it would go. You know, I can't say for sure if there's not. And we're back here, and this is not where I wanted to be, is it? This is back in the color room. Game over. We'll get there. We'll get there eventually. Look, I hope you got a snack. I should have mentioned at the beginning of this that we're going to be here a while. The Undead Syndrome 2 is not something that's like a really short experience. I mean, you could be here for a while. I mean, as I was first trying to play through the Undead Syndrome 2, it took me actually a few nights of playing this and nothing else before I finally got through it. And let me tell you, by the time I reached the end of it, I hated myself and everyone in the world. There is no joy to be found in the Undead Syndrome 2. Only pain. Pain and suffering. But sometimes you just need that pain. Sometimes you need that suffering to remind you of the good times. You need the bad to remind yourself of the good. I mean, you could play this game and think to yourself, wow, why did I ever like the idea of survival horror games? I was a fool. But then you realize, oh wait, no, actually, those survival horror games I liked were a lot better than this. And maybe if I played them now, I would have a brand new appreciation of them. Now that I have experienced the Undead Syndrome 2. Let me just heal up a little bit. You think to yourself, you know, those old survival horror games that I played years ago, like Resident Evil 1 and Silent Hill 1, I haven't played those in a long time, and you know, if I played them now, I'd probably think, wow, these are great. Especially in comparison to the Undead Syndrome. And especially the Undead Syndrome 2. Not that they weren't great beforehand, it's just that, you know, you might have forgotten. Oh, this is where we needed to be. You know, we were right here. We were right here beforehand. And hold on, I just have to take a little break right now because my right eye has suddenly started tearing up. And I can only assume it's because we're playing the Undead Syndrome 2. I don't know why the left eye is not bothered. But I have to I'm just wiping down my right eye. Maybe my right eye has some sort of psychic abilities. And it's being irradiated by the negative psychic aura of the Undead Syndrome 2, and it's trying to make me stop playing. It's like some kind of warning, like a pain response. But I can't recognize what that response means. Because I'm not psychically sensitive, you know. I don't have much experience with that. So, if my right eye is trying to warn me of something, well, I mean, I'm gonna have to ignore it and just keep powering through. You know, I was right by this door beforehand. I just didn't go through it. I thought that wasn't the right door. and I walked away, and I was wrong. And, you know, we would have saved some time if I knew that, if I remembered that that was the door we needed to go through. But, like I said, because of that, you are experiencing the real Undead Syndrome 2 experience. This is what it's like to actually play the game. I wouldn't want to sugarcoat it for you. Now, this is where we were too slow. We are no longer too slow. We have increased our speed. We have got to go fast. Sonic would be proud. Sonic knew that the solution to most problems is increasing your speed. Gotta go fast is not just a catchphrase, it's a lifestyle. We could all learn from Sonic. I'm sure Sonic would have no trouble with the Undead Syndrome 2. Oh look, we know what that is now. That's how we were at the beginning of the game. Oh no. So many enemies. And I believe they can poison us too, so that's fun. And it's good that we leveled up right here, because... let me get out of here, because I'm under fire. It's good that we leveled up right here, because we are about to face a boss. You remember bosses, right, from the Undead Syndrome 1? There were 3 that we had to overcome. Well, it's the same way in the Undead Syndrome 2. We have to overcome 3 bosses to escape the nightmare. Now, we picked up a Keymax Plus, which of course I'm going to use because I want to increase how much key I have. We're about to encounter the first of the 3. You remember what the bosses looked like last time? They were big and kind of like red and blue. Well, the bosses have gotten an upgrade in the Undead Syndrome 2 to make them even more horrific. Oh no! That's not fair, Undead Syndrome 2. I thought I cleared the room, but I did not. Everyone dropped down from the ceiling to give us a bad time. How long have we been fighting our way through the nightmare at this point? It's been almost 40 minutes, right? Well, it's like I said, the Undead Syndrome 2 is no fast trip. Buckle up, get some snacks, get some drinks, because we're only at the first boss, and we are going all the way. We will not be defeated by these aliens. We will overcome. We will come out on top. And we will, you know, as I was about to say, we will solve the mystery and get to the bottom of this. But I gotta level with you. I don't want to give you expectations that you shouldn't have. Oh no, it's locked. Is there anyone that we haven't killed yet? Yeah, I don't want to give you expectations that you shouldn't have. If you're expecting that the mysteries will be solved by the end of this game, you know, maybe lower those expectations a little bit. Maybe, you know, maybe you should be happier with a lot less, is what I'm saying. I'm just leaving so we can save before we encounter this boss. Because the Undead Syndrome, it's a horror game, you know, and it's a horror game that accurately reflects real life. And in real life, you never find out all the answers. There's always, you know, a lot of elements of the things you encounter in life that you just don't solve. You don't know why they happen. They just happen. Maybe think of the Undead Syndrome in that way. I don't know. Maybe you don't build up the ending for yourself, is just what I'm saying. Here's the first boss. Oh no, it's coming at us. I'm going to have to run away. Hold on. I want to run. Because this guy is just going to walk up to me, and he's going to kick me, and he's going to kick me over and over. Okay, I've gotten away. Now what I have to do is shoot his glowing elbows. You see how he has, like, glowing lights on his elbows? I have to shoot them. Yeah, like that. He's really good at kicking me. It only did 1 point of damage, but don't worry. Don't worry. This is just stage 1 of the epic battle. I think I got one of his elbows. Yeah, one of the lights is gone. All right, 1 to go. And yeah, the bosses are a lot faster than they were in the first game, so they have gotten a speed upgrade. Like Sonic says, gotta go fast. The Undead Syndrome has taken that to heart. Just kind of wait for him to stop running around so I can get a bead on that elbow. Just not hitting that elbow. Oh, I hit his elbow that time. Oh, there we go. I hit the elbow. Now his mask has come off, and we see his face. Well, we see this happening, first of all, and his face has been revealed. It is the face of the bosses from the first game. If you remember what they look like. Yep, there he is. Yep. He's coming for us. We can't spend too much time looking because he is doing damage. But now that his mask has been removed, now we can start doing real damage. If I can actually hit him, I will do damage. Here we go. And this is the main reason we have super speed in the game, because we need it against these bosses. Almost got him. There we go. Experience 100, level up, and all kinds of money. Yep, that's what the new bosses look like. The upgraded versions of the old ones. They're fit, they're trim, and they're fast and ready to go. Okay, what did we get? We got Citrine. We got the green key. And we got Attack Plus. So our impressive bounty from this first boss. Alright, what does Citrine do? Citrine, if we put it in our right hand, we get a double shot. So, of course, that's what we want. Let's get it in there. And we got a green key, so we're going to have to take a look at the doors that we've been seeing that have been locked and try to find out what this green key goes into. Because the doors don't actually tell us that when it says they're locked. It just says it's locked, and you don't know why. So, hey, it's time to just go back to all the rooms that we've been going through so far and see if this key works on anything. And of course, all the enemies are restocked, as they will be. It wouldn't be a nightmare if the enemies stayed dead, after all. And it is in our best interest to kill all the enemies, even if the door might not need... The door might be open. I might not need to kill everyone to open the door, but I will need the experience. It's not a great idea to go under-leveled in the Undead Syndrome, too. Using so much key, I ran out pretty easily. Uh-oh, poisoned. Actually, we've been seeing less in the way of status effects than I thought we would. I thought we'd be seeing a lot more of it by now. There are a number to see. There's Poison, which we've gotten a couple times now. There's Curse, which causes your key to go to 0 and then prevents you from actually refilling it until you're uncursed. There's Paralysis, which is temporary and just freezes you in place. So there are a few status effects in the game. We have not seen many, just the ones so far. Okay, where do we want to go? I'm gonna have to try to walk around, like I said, to rooms that had locked doors and try to figure out which of them we might be able to use this green key with. Probably should heal myself. I like when we get that first-person view and there's an enemy really close to us, and then we open fire, and then it's just like a whole bunch of lights and smoke, and we can't even tell what's happening. Something's happening, but we can't really see what. Alright, this room we have not been able to... Let's heal. Let's not panic, rather, let's heal. So this room we haven't actually been able to do anything with. Let's do another round of killing everyone and see if anything happens. Alright, that green smoke is still there. It is still there. Eventually it won't be, but for right now it is, and we just have to ignore it. So have you been terrified yet? Have you been spooked? We've been at it for around 50 minutes, so I'm sure your stress levels are high, your heart rate is beating. We still can't open this chest. It's still locked, even though we have the green key. It's still not good enough for this chest. Well, maybe someday we'll have a key that's good enough for its high standards. What about your standards? Your standards in... Oh, no! Everything just fell on me, and I'm scared. Actually, okay, I have a number of antidotes left, so that's good. If I run out of antidotes, it's a problem. Considering how many enemies there are that can poison me. See, I'm poisoned again. I'm just gonna take care of everyone here. and then we're gonna use another antidote. Because poison kills you really fast. Even if you have a lot of hit points, you're at a high level. It can kill you very quickly, so you want to... Oh, there's so many people dropping down for a party. I'm glad to be so popular. I'm glad I'm so highly in demand, like a social butterfly, but I did not invite these people. They're not wanted. You see, that's one of the tricks that Undead Syndrome 2 uses to terrify you, and that is you walk into a room and no one's there, and then you walk a bit further in, and then a bunch of monsters drop in from the ceiling. Were you frightened? Look, I know you might be too proud to say that you were, so you don't have to say. I know you were scared. Okay, the green key. It worked on this particular door that we have not been able to open yet. We see something strange in front of us. Person in that hole, do the limbo in that hole. So what does that mean? Well, let's keep walking on. Alright, okay, we got teleported back, and there's a guy here. He's walking around, and let's try to get him to walk towards us. Hello? Hello? No. I want you to walk in there. Yep, there you go. Oh, he walked in here, and now here's this guy. We'll get him to walk down here. Right, yep, over here. Hello? Hello? Over... No, your job is to kill me, and you're doing a bad job of it right now. There you go. You fell into the hole, and now the right monsters are right in the holes, so we can walk in here. Attack plus. Oh, found a new gemstone, a turquoise. Or turquoise, as the pronunciation may be. If we put it in our right hand, we get the Dark Storm Blast. It's the edgiest and most 90s of blasts. Let's also put the citrine in our body. Now, Dark Storm Blast, we can shoot it, and it creates sort of like a poisonous aura around it. So we'll see that in action in a bit. 2 doors, one of them's locked. So, let's head up here. Right, so it does an additional point of damage to an enemy, or enemies that might be in the area of the Dark Storm Blast. It can also do damage to us, if we're close to it. It does not discriminate. It will hurt us, so might not always be the best weapon to use in every situation. And this guy's real tough. He's only taking 1 hit point. Guess we're gonna have to level up to do any significant damage. Well, we definitely want to use the Def Plus. Oh, I got venomed and cursed at the same time! It's a good thing I have all of these healing items, like Antidote and, let's see, Anti-Curse. And since I got cursed, that means all of my ki got drained, so I need ki recovery. So item management... Oh, I'm also low on health. So item management, very important in the Undead Syndrome 2. And I like how these enemies, they're on the other side of this wall, but they can still see me, and they're still shooting, even though the wall is blocking them. That makes it harder to get at them, because if I walk on the other side of the wall, they're so much on the screen right now. I don't know if you were able to tell that, but I was getting hurt by my own Dark Storm Blast, because that guy was so close. Gotta get it off. And which... game over. Okay. Okay. Where did we save? Alright, we saved back here. It's kind of a distance, but alright. So, alright, we went in this way. We went in this door. Everyone fell on us like that. Yep. So much falling. And that just happens in the Undead Syndrome too. You think you're doing okay, and then you get overwhelmed. Like I was saying, the Undead Syndrome 2 cares not. Cares not about you and your time that you might have to spend to get back to where you were. Doesn't care about any of that. It'll drop enemies on your head all day. All right. That is, of course, the most fun trick that the Undead Syndrome has of dropping enemies on your head in empty rooms. Because there's no way you can, get into a good position to prevent yourself from getting hurt from that, because it makes you just walk back, makes you walk out to a place where you're vulnerable, and then drops everyone down on you. And you know it's coming. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. Hold on. You know it's coming, but you can't really do anything about it. Alright, that's one. And that's two. Of course, being that I'm recording a video here, I could just edit out these repeat attempts of what we're doing after I died, trying to get back to where I was. But again, I wouldn't dream of robbing you of the true Undead Syndrome experience. I'm doing this for you. Because, not everyone has an Xbox 360. Not everyone has access to Xbox Live indie games. And I know that if you're a horror aficionado and you like video games, surely you would want to play the Undead Syndrome 2 for yourself. But maybe, you don't have an Xbox 360. You're not able to get one. So I'm doing this for your own benefit. So you can... It's like you're playing. It's like you're playing right now. That feeling of confusion and disgust that you're feeling, that's the actual feeling that you get from playing the game. I think I'm paralyzed. I am. So let me recover some HP and use some anti-paralysis. So yeah, when some people say that you watch an LP of a game, it's not like playing the game yourself. I want you to feel. I want you to really feel like you played this game. That's what I want. When you remember the Undead Syndrome 2, I want you to not be able to make the difference in your memory of whether or not you played the game yourself or whether you watched an LP of it. You can't tell. You don't know. You think you might have just watched a video, but it feels like you played it. And that feeling of just sort of disgust The way you cringe away from thoughts of the Undead Syndrome 2. Makes it feel like you played it for yourself. I'm just not sure why Mukago Software Development has not released the Undead Syndrome on PC. At least I'm quite sure this never was released on PC. I mean, it would fit right in with all kinds of stuff that gets released on Greenlight, you know? You'd see this appear on Steam Greenlight, and you say, oh yeah, sure, of course. Of course that's there. These doors were broken down, so someone really wanted to get in here and take a rest. Which, let's do that ourselves. Whew, we've been at this for an hour, huh? A full hour of the Undead Syndrome 2. You and me. You and me. We're gonna make it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna get through this all the way. I promise you that. It's locked. We'll have to come back later. This is also locked. Both doors are locked. Even though this is where the path was leading us, the doors are both locked. And there is nothing in there's nothing. There's nothing. Let's go back. Look, this is like a bonding experience for us. You know how people can bond, and the bonds of friendship strengthen when they go through difficult times, difficult experiences together. Well, this is ours. This is the one that we can look back and we can say to each other that we went through the Undead Syndrome 2 with each other. We did it. You and me. This is our own private thing. I guess I'm going back. Alright. Even though that's where the green key led me to go, there's like nothing in there. Not yet. The doors are locked. We can't go in there after fighting our way through. Nope, don't worry about that. That's no. Alright. Okay. So, you know, we're still walking around, going back and forth, trying to figure out what we want to do. And we walk into this room and we see, hey, there's like a different configuration of enemies in here. So, you know, well, maybe there's something going on. Let's check it out. And then, you know, there's like lots of enemies all over the place. And they're like just all over. And it's like difficult to just find your bearings anywhere because they're everywhere in this room. I can't stop moving so I can aim at anything, because there's just too many. Oh, this one's dead. All right. I think that one hit me through the wall, and I don't think that should be allowed, Undead Syndrome 2. Okay, we leveled up. At least that'll make us a little bit stronger. You know, I'm going to take off the Darkstorm Blast and put Citrine back on. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Darkstorm Blast... Whoops. Actually didn't mean to do that, but maybe this is where we want to go anyway. Let's see. Trying to remember where this took us to the color room, and... Oh, no. I wanted to go back, but too bad, door's locked. Too bad about wanting to go back. Now I'm poisoned. At least I'm getting money by killing monsters who are carrying pocket change. At least there's that. Alright, I'm just trying to get my bearings and remember where I have to go. I don't think I had to go in this room. It just wouldn't let me walk back out after I went in. You know, maybe I might want to buy some HP recovery stuff. And maybe an extra antidote, anti-paralysis, anti-curse, and extra key. I'm just thinking maybe I want to do that. Let's see if these guys are back in here. Yep, here we go. And I'm poisoned. The fun part is that enemies that can poison you can potentially poison you rapid fire. So like if I get poisoned and I use an antidote, then I go back, I unpause, and that enemy is still attacking me, they could potentially poison me again immediately. And that's fun. And I'm, let's see, paralyzed. Okay, need some anti-paralysis. If you're wondering what I would do if I didn't have these things, paralysis is temporary, so if they don't attack me during that period of time, it will wear off. If I did not have antidote for poison, I would die. I would just die, is what would happen there. And I'm not... Okay, wasn't hitting him for some reason, but I eventually did. And let's see, if I got cursed... I don't know if the curse is temporary. But it's really difficult when you're cursed to actually do anything, since you don't have any key. Okay, yes, this is where I want to be. This is where I want to be. This is the room that we can't actually do anything in. I think we can now actually do something in here. First, I have to destroy the legions of enemies that have taken up residence in this room. It's a lot more enemies than there were last time. And that's just kind of the design principle of the Undead Syndrome 2. Hey, you know this room? Let's just shove a whole lot of enemies in it. What's that? Is this too many enemies for the player to really be able to actually see all at once? Like, don't worry about it. Just put all the enemies in there. Put all of them. Okay, yeah, because the green cloud, remember the green gas cloud that used to be here? It's not here anymore. It's gone. If you're wondering why it's gone, I think it's because we use the green key on that door, and once you do that, and you go through that door, and then you walk around and explore, I think that has the effect of making this gas cloud go away, even though it doesn't actually make sense, but I think that's how it works. I think. I don't see any other reason for why the gas cloud is gone, and why can't I kill this guy? Why can't I kill this guy? Okay, I just did it. And now use another HP recovery. Alright, 2 doors and a piece of art. It's that guy that's hunched over backwards. He had his portrait taken. Okay, we're under attack, as always, as we are constantly under attack in the Undead Syndrome 2. By the way, when you watched the video of the first Undead Syndrome, did the thing that went through your mind, was it, you know what this game needs? It needs to become a fast-action third-person shooter, but they don't actually need to improve the controls or the shooting or anything. They just need to take what's already there, and that just, like, add a whole lot of enemies. Is that what went through your mind? Because it went through someone's mind at Mukago Software Development. Someone thought that. And that's why we have what we have now. Alright. So that's everything in this room. We can't advance in this room, however. Let's go back through here. And now we need to kill these guys, because otherwise this door will stay locked. That's correct, it is locked. Because we need to kill the enemies in the room. Hey everyone, everyone's having a party. What do these guys do? when we're not here. Like when our character, this lady, when she is not in the room, what are the monsters doing? How do they spend their time? I'd like to know this. Paralyzed. But I do have, yeah, a couple anti-paralysis. Game over. Game over. Okay. Okay. When did we last save? It was here, and we tried to go through these doors, and we could not go through the doors. Okay, that's not too bad, actually. That's not too bad. Because then from there, we worked out where we needed to go, which was... Oh, let me equip Dual Shot again. Yeah, equip Citrine. Yeah, you having a good time? You having fun? I got Morian. I don't think we got that yet. Let's see. We put it in our head. We get 25% protection against curse. In L hand is paralysis. In L hand I have fluorite, so I could probably replace that with Morian. Ooh, I am having just the best time, just the greatest time with the Undead Syndrome and you. There's nothing else I would rather be doing right now than playing the Undead Syndrome 2. But it's got to be done. It's got to be done because this is the horrors of XBLIG, and we need to go through all of the horror games on Xbox Live Indie Games. That was the premise. That was the idea. That doesn't mean it was a good idea. It just means that that's what it is that we were doing here. And we're almost at the end of it, you know, honestly. There's not that much left we need to do. Okay, let me think. I gotta focus now. Where was it that I needed to go? I needed to find... Yeah, go back to that room that had... Oh, my mind's blanking now. No, we can't do that now. We can't have my mind blanking out now. I need to go to that room. Not the green key. Nope, not that. We needed to go to the room that led to that one room that we couldn't do anything with because the exit was blocked with green smoke. That's where we needed to go, because now there will not be green smoke. Might as well just save up here. Might as well just save at every save point we come across. We should just do that. Right, we were going here, and, like, there's a new enemy configuration here, so that, like, indicates that we should probably be here, and that will lead to the room that we need to get to. Even though there's really no indication that going into the green key room would do anything to the room with the gas in it. It really isn't. Oh no, I'm poisoned. It's just something that you need to find anyway, by just wandering around until you eventually come across it. And that's just how all good games work, right? That's how the progression in all good games work, right? You just walk around randomly until you found that something has occurred, even though there's really been no reason as to why it's occurred. I think that's how it goes. Okay, this is the door. Let's just take some HP recovery, because if you remember, it's party time in here. Alright. That actually went pretty fast. There is one guy left, though. Like, he's flying around, but just collect all this first. Oh, 2 guys. Alright. Alright. And it is a dead end down here, but I just want to go down here because there's, you know, there's some stuff. There's some treasure chests. A little bit to pick up. Not all that much, but we might as well get everything we can, because we will need it. I remember the Undead Syndrome 1, where we barely actually needed to use any items at all. Those are different times, easier times, before we encountered the Undead Syndrome 2, where Mukago Software Development decided that it was time to get serious. No more of this messing around. Undead Syndrome 2 is for Undead Syndrome professionals only. Oh, everyone remained dead. That's interesting. That didn't happen last time, but I'll take it. Oh no, over my limit. So our inventory, yeah, is getting over our limit. Might as well use HP and some key. Because we get an HP Max Plus, and that's clearly something that we want, because we're going to use it right away. And of course, since we are fast, since we increased our speed, these jumps are no problem for us. And through this door, a save point. Ooh, Key Max Plus, we'll use that. So, okay, some progress being made. We're making it through, making this happening. We're getting it done. We will power through the Undead Syndrome 2 and see the ending, such as it is. Okay, now we're in a level with some blue stone, and, I mean, you might remember what this looks like. This is what the area before the first boss looked like. So, it means that we are on our way to encounter the second of 3 bosses, and that's locked. It only took us an hour and 20 minutes to get to the second boss. That's all it took. Look, we're gonna get through this in no time. We're gonna finish this, and we'll say, look at the Undead Syndrome 2. Remember that great experience, that great horror story on Xbox Live Indie Games? You remember that? Sure, I remember that, because of that one fateful night where we played through the whole thing And it's going to be good memories for all of us. Because we did it, and we made it happen. And I'm stuck down here, and I gotta get away. I would like to get away from the Undead Syndrome too, but I can't do that until the video is recorded. If I don't record the video, it's just gonna be hanging over my head. An unending nightmare of knowing that I need to do it. I don't want to get around to doing it, but I have to do it. Because we need to experience all of the horror games that Xbox Live Indie Games had to offer. I mean, it's not... Oh man, look at how many there are. Why would you put so many up there? Why do that? Why do that? Xbox Live Indie Games won't be around forever, you know. We have to have this record, this archive, showing the future, showing the children of the future what things were like on Xbox Live Indie Games. That's right, we're doing this for the children. So history will not be lost. This is going to be a valuable historical resource someday. I'm over my limit. Let's see what we can... let's use HP recovery. Use key. Throat is drying out. Gotta keep going. Gotta keep powering through the Undead Syndrome 2. Gotta power through this boss. Let's do it. It's locked. Oh, I must have to kill all the enemies before I can go through that. Alright. So where are any... Okay, there's an enemy. Hey, how's things going? Things are going terribly for me because I'm playing the Undead Syndrome 2. But it won't last forever. It's like I said, we're gonna get through it. We're gonna get through this whole thing. My right eye has not been tearing recently, so I don't know if I'm just becoming immune to the psychic negativity coming from the Undead Syndrome or what. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. Here's the second boss. He is the same as the first boss. You might remember that's how it was in the first game too. All the bosses were the same. Even the amount of damage he does is the same, and because my level has increased, but his attack has not, that means that he does a lot less damage than the first boss did. So he's doing 0. Because my level has gone up, but his is not. It's weird, right? I don't know why they would make it like that. I guess I'm not complaining, because I don't need this game to be any harder than it is, but it seems like an odd thing to do. Especially since it's not like I got here early or anything, you know? Uh-oh, paralysis. I didn't get here early. I couldn't have gotten here any earlier than I did, I think. So this is, you know, just anyone who gets here, this is what the boss would be like. It's not like you would get here at a lower level or anything, is what I'm saying. So really, the first boss is the one that's effective. The other boss is not too effective, really. I mean, they can do status effects. That one paralyzed me. But if I have enough items, it's fine. Paralyzed again. Even if I didn't have anti-paralysis, I don't know if this would really be much of a threat, because he's doing very little damage to me. Alright, his helmet's off. And there he goes! Give me that money. That's right. That's right, 2 bosses out of 3 down. We're like almost an hour and a half into this. 2 bosses out of 3 down. We're 2/3 done with the Undead Syndrome 2. What's in these treasure chests? No, it is locked. But now we have the blue key. And Death Plus. But if we try to open this chest, it's still locked. Even though we have the blue key, it is not enough to open this chest. What could possibly be in the chest? And what could we need to unlock it? These are questions that must be answered. And we will answer them before we're done with the Undead Syndrome 2. I mean, not many questions will be answered, but that at least will, I believe. Alright, here's a bed. We are going to save. And with that, 2 out of 3 bosses are done and dusted. Time to find the third. Okay, we have the blue key. Can you think of any doors that we saw that we were not able to open? Because there were. Let's see. This is where we need to go. You remember that door that we opened with the green key? You remember that? And then we went down a path, and eventually we found 2 doors that were locked, and we had to go back. So we need to go back there, is what we need to do. Before I do that, however... What? No, you need to kill these enemies. Alright, now I've killed them. And that means, of course, I can now go through the door, which I was not able to go through before because enemies were alive. Okay, let's kill these enemies too. Just make sure that everyone's out of the way. My aim is terrible right now. Alright, yep, someone else in here. Now, there was another door in here, but we didn't go for it. No, that's not what I need to do. I need to not fall. I need to jump. Jumping... I mean, falling is part of jumping. You know, that's... When you jump, you have to fall. But you want to make sure that you fall in the right place, and that you jump before you fall. Like this. There we go. Okay. Let's try that again. No? That's not what I want to do. It's the opposite of what I want to do, Undead Syndrome 2. Oh good, enemies are back here. I have to kill them before I can go through the door. At least I'm getting all kinds of money. I haven't used money for much, but, you know, I'm getting money. Alright. Let's try this again. Now, let's just try it without killing that guy. Nope. Nope. I pressed the button too late. Keep pressing the button too late. Because it is a tight jump, and because it's such a tight jump, okay, let's just do this. Let's just do this without killing enemies. Let's just, oh no, he stopped me he hit me out of the air, which is actually why I was trying to kill the enemies before making the jump to begin with. That's why I was doing that, and so sometimes that's not gonna work so well. Let's try now. Oh, did it. Okay, whoops, no. Let's just... Make it over here, which is where I'm trying to go, and now we're in here. I used the blue key. Okay. Oh, that's right, I remember now. I think I was wrong about where we needed to use the blue key, because... No, I think I was right. This door, you remember this door? We saw it before. We were not able to open it. It was locked. I just opened it with the blue key, and now we're in a place where we were before. I mean, maybe I shouldn't expect you to remember what all these places look like, since they all look kind of the same. They all look kind of the same. It's like if you were to describe where are we right now, it would just be we're in yet another hallway. How else would you really describe it? Ah, poison. None must survive. All must fall against our unnamed protagonist and her key blasts. Another level gone up. Another level of deadliness. It just makes us all the more easier and easier and easier to kill our foes. And they must be killed. They must be slain. Because we must overcome the Undead Syndrome too, for once and for all. We need to do it for good. Okay. We rested up? Yes, this is actually the room I was thinking of. There are 2 doors. This one is still locked. But this one, we can use the blue key to go inside. And, oh, this is a fun guy. Watch this. I can shoot him, and nothing happens. I can't do any damage to him at all. Oh, well, isn't he a cute fellow? He's not an enemy at all. He's not trying to shoot me. So yeah, one-hit kill enemies are now introduced. I think that's the only kind. That's the only one that can do a one-hit kill. But yes, one-hit kill enemy. He's invincible. Unless... And this was something that took me... So that thing, that spinning thing... appears in the inventory because it's right above our character in the game. That's interesting. Okay, so something that took me a little while to figure out when I was working my way through this experience is that little guy is invincible unless we equip the Dark Storm Blast. And now that we've equipped that, it does damage to him. And it's the only thing that will do damage to him, and you better figure that out, otherwise that guy is going to be a big problem. We got a ruby. What's that ruby do? The ruby, let's see, in the head, it gives us 50% protection against venom. In the body, 50% against paralysis and curse. Let's see, what do we want? See, what else is in the body? Citrine, 25% venom, 25% paralysis. This looks better. Let's put that in. Okay. And we got a puzzle right here. Spinning things and X's. Well, let's stand on the circle, and their shadows appear. So, we can move these things by shooting them. You like puzzles? I like puzzles. They're okay. You like slow, tedious puzzles? It takes a while to actually get to the solution, even if you know what the solution is? Yeah, they're okay. I actually don't want to hit both of those at once. Let me see if I can separate them. Yeah. So you can probably tell what it is I'm doing right here, I should think. Kind of a self-explanatory puzzle. I need more items, actually. Hopefully there's a store nearby, because I need more key recovery and some more HP while we're at it. All right. We unlock the door. Yeah, and there isn't anything that can do more than 1 point of damage to those guys, I think. You just kind of got to watch out around corners because they might be there, waiting. And it doesn't matter how high your level is, it's going to do 9999 damage to you. You can barely tell what's going on the screen right now, can you? I mean, that's just part of the terror and the horror of the Undead Syndrome 2. It's overwhelming your senses, so you can't really know what's happening on the screen right now, because that wouldn't be scary if you could tell what's happening in the video game. Almost out of key. I really do need to find more key restores. I think he's dead. I mean, he's not moving, so I assume he is. It's kind of the problem with this particular enemy, is that if you're wrong about that, oh, that's bad. Oh yeah, that's really bad. They're everywhere, aren't they? Yep, they sure are. Okay, yep, I figured that was gonna happen. Okay. Alright, Undead Syndrome 2. We're still going. We're still plugging along. Here we sure are. Back here we go with the blue key, and got to equip Darkstorm Blast. My throat's kind of closing up a little bit. Got a lot of... It's finding hard increasingly difficult to talk, I find, over the past hour and a half. I mean, that's just the effects that the Undead Syndrome 2 are having on me. Just the immense terror that I am feeling, it's causing my throat to lock up. I find it difficult to find the words to express the horror at what's happening in the Undead Syndrome 2. Oh yeah, remember this? Yeah, we're just gonna do this again. I should probably save after I do this, so if I die again, we don't have to actually do this puzzle a third time. It's probably a good idea. So, I hope the experience of the Undead Syndrome 2 hasn't made you too frightened that you're going to have trouble getting to sleep tonight, because I can imagine how that could happen. You're in your bed, you're tucked in, and then you suddenly start thinking about the Undead Syndrome, and you start saying, No, how could this happen? How could such a thing be? And I'm sorry, I don't have any answers for you. I have nothing I can tell you about that. Maybe Wakago Software Development. Maybe they have answers. Maybe they know. Because honestly, I do not know. I wonder if Wakago Software Development even exists. Does a game like this get programmed? Or does it just come into being one night after like a bolt of lightning strikes a computer, and then the next day someone looks at the computer and finds the Undead Syndrome 2 on it, and they're like, where did this come from? Who made this? And the answer is no one. No one made it. It made itself. It just sprung, fully formed, into being. I mean, if you have a better explanation as to how this happens, like, please let me know, because I don't. Alright, I could try to jump that, but there is stuff down there that I should try to get. And also, if I fail the jump, if I'm not able to make the jump, there are one-hit kill enemies down there that I will land on, and I will die because of it. Yeah, right there. You see what they're doing? Try to jump over that, and you fall, and you die right there. Okay. But you notice that neat little trick that happened when I went down these stairs is that a lot more of them appeared up here and down there, so... That's fun. Causing one-hit kill enemies to spawn all around the player is a fun little bit of game design, and I'm happy. I'm glad they did that. Let me just take the money so... hold on, someone up there. So that they will despawn. Need to take the money so the corpses will despawn, so I don't confuse them with actual enemies. Yep, over that limit. Let's see what we got. What do I need to use? I don't think I need to use anything. I can probably get rid of a couple antidotes because I have not been using them that much, though. Alright, key recovery. I certainly need that more than an antidote right now. HP max plus. And, okay, yep. Those one-hit kill enemies have respawned at top of the stairs. And oh man, my voice is just getting real tired. It is getting real tired. Anti-paralysis. Paralysis. Well, it's good I picked up that key recovery. That's what I need right now. Why aren't these corpses going away? Oh, it's because I'm over a limit. And they're holding items. Let me drop a couple things. Okay, picked up an antidote from him. And an antidote from him. Okay, I dropped 2 antidotes. Got 2 antidotes. Well, that's fine. Alright, I think that's actually everyone. We have cleared everyone out. Now let's jump. And we fell? Okay, so it's like a good thing that I cleared everyone out because I fell. And if I fell and there's still enemies down there, that would be bad. And like that? If I fell like that? That's no good at all. We'd have to just start over again. Alright, there's a door over there. It's labeled here, and that looks good. But no, it's locked. We can't open that yet. Oh, I fell. I fell. But don't worry, no matter how many times we fall, we always pick ourselves back up. We always continue on, because we will not be defeated. The Undead Syndrome 2 will not overcome us. No, we will enter a room with a shopkeeper. That's good. That's what I need. I'm over the limit, though. Anything else in here? A couple treasure chests, so let's drop some antidotes and see what we got. Alright, HP recovery. And we got yellow key. We got a new key. An additional key. We didn't even have to fight a boss for it. Do I want to buy anything here? Let's see. I do want key recoveries, so let's drop some antidotes. Well, we have a lot of anti-paralysis. Probably don't need that many. Alright, let's buy some key recoveries now. Alright, that's looking good. no save point in here, but alright. Hopefully we don't die. Let's, okay, let's jump over there. No, we fell. Alright, I won't try to make it back over there, because spoilers, the yellow key does not open that door. I know you were thinking it was gonna, but it does not. What, then, could the yellow key open? And if the yellow key does not open that door, what does? Have there been any other doors that you can think of that we have not been able to go into? Because there should be one, at least. Oh, that's a nice little surprise right there. You know, just have this guy tucked away around the corner, so maybe you'll just walk right into him after doing that whole thing, and you're just almost back at the save point. You know, that little guy that can kill you in one hit, just like put him around the corner, and maybe you'll walk into him right before getting back to the bed so you can save. It's the kind of design that Mukago Software Development is praised for. That's the Mukago Software Development promise. That they will try to kill you as much as they can right before you get to the save point. Alright, we weren't able to go through this door. We can now because we have the yellow key, and oh no, we see some dark blue stone, and you know what that means. It means it's time for a boss, but before we go through that boss, there is one thing I want to do, because here's another little trick that Mukago Software Development has introduced to the game. We could go all the way there and get to that boss and try to fight that boss. But a fun thing about the next boss, the third and final boss, is that even though he does very little damage to you... Hold on, let me re-equip the dual shot, since I don't need Dark Force right now, Dark Storm right now. The third boss, even though he does very little damage to you, he seems to have a 100% chance of inflicting curse on you when he hits you. Or if not 100%, pretty close to it. Like pretty much every shot he hits you with inflicts curse. And if you remember, curse drains your ki to 0 and makes it so you can't refill it. Now, you could bring anti-curse and ki restore items into that boss battle. Like, fill out your entire inventory with that and try to just use that over and over in that battle. But you know what? It's probably still not going to go well for you. So what do? It seems kind of like an unbeatable boss. Come on, I'm flicking the stick. Okay. It kind of seems like an unbeatable boss at first. And I wasn't really sure what to do against that guy. Because, you know, in a game like the Undead Syndrome 2, okay, in most games, when you come across an unbeatable boss, you figure, okay, there must be something I'm missing. I can't be intended to fight him now. In this game, I really wasn't sure about that. I wasn't sure, am I supposed to fight him like this? Is this really expected? I can't tell, because maybe you actually are meant to fight him like this. In any other game, I would think that, no, I probably have to do something else before I get to the third boss. But I really wasn't sure in this case. However, fortunately, Mukago Software Development is not quite that sadistic, and they did indeed intend for you to find a certain item before you get to that boss. And that item can be found in the very first room, this treasure chest, that we have not been able to open. I'm over the limit. Okay, so let me just use a key recovery. Okay, this treasure chest that we have not been able to open from the beginning of the game, we can now open, and we get an emerald. What does the emerald do? Well, the emerald, we can put it in our head, and we get 50% protection against paralysis, but 100% protection against curse. See, there's no percentage by the word protect. So that just means curse does not work on us. So we have to get this emerald, slam it into our head, and now the third boss will not be able to inflict curse on us. And you have to come back here to the beginning of the game to find that thing. Otherwise, you're not beating that third boss. That's not happening. Don't even think about it. Because I thought about it, and I was not able to do it, even though I was trying quite a bit. It's not, you're not doing it. No, okay, get off. Look at these guys. They're barely doing any damage to me right now. Well, that guy did poison. Even though my level is high, they can still inflict status ailments. So they are dangerous in that respect. Oh, it's getting harder and harder to talk. The curse of the Undead Syndrome is invading my throat. Because we've been experiencing the Undead Syndrome for almost 2 hours. It's been almost 2 hours of the Undead Syndrome. This is more Undead Syndrome than the human body, the human mind, was meant to withstand. But we have to withstand it. We have to. Because for the sake of this important archival document that we're putting together right now for future generations so they know what Xbox Live Indie Games was all about. It's important. Oh, that's nice. Another level up. Another level more powerful we become. Another level brings us ever closer to escaping the nightmare and escaping the Undead Syndrome. Can we do it? I believe in us. I believe in the power of friendship. And I believe that if we believe in ourselves, that we will get poisoned again, but that's okay because I believe in you and you believe in me, we have more antidotes, and we use the power of friendship to cure ourselves from poison. No, do not do that in real life. Do not believe that the power of friendship will cure you of poison. If you are poisoned in real life, that does not work. Please consult a doctor or the poison hotline. If you find yourself that you are poisoned, please don't believe that because you believe in your friends, that means that you will be immune to poison, because it doesn't work that way, even if it might work that way in the Undead Syndrome. That was like a little sassy stance that we had right there, getting out of bed, because we know that we're heading to the third boss, and we know that we are immune to its status ailments. What we are not immune to, however, is one-hit kills, so I have to equip Darkstorm again, Darkstorm Blast, so we can kill these guys and not get one-hit killed ourselves. I hope you're still with me. I hope you're still with me so you can be with me to the end of the Undead Syndrome as we uncover all of the secrets. You and me, together. That's how it has to be. You know, I kept putting off doing this video. I kept putting it off for some time. Can't imagine why. Why would I put this off for so long? Now there's where the boss is, but I can't get up there. I need to find a way to get higher up on these blocks. And it's dark. It's hard to tell where I'm going. Because I fell down here, and there's got to be a way back up. Well, I'm not seeing it right. Oh, here we go. Haven't been down here. Here we go. Boxes. And those boxes allow us to jump. Okay. Just kill everything that moves. It's the mantra of the Undead Syndrome. If you see it moving, just shoot it until it dies. Let's see. Okay. That looks jumpable. Yes, here we go. Now we're on the right track. Whoop! Gotta make sure I jump or else I will fall. And we've already been through the difference between jumping and falling. They are similar things, and falling is indeed part of jumping, but they're not exactly the same thing. Over the limit. Let's see. Let's use some key recovery and see what we got in here. Oh, still, did I not actually use it? I must not actually have used it. Okay, attack plus. You know, I don't mind telling you, but I will be pretty happy when this is done, and I will never have to play the Undead Syndrome ever again. Won't even have to think about it. Because, you know, the Undead Syndrome was kind of promising in how weird it was until Mukago Software Development decided that they thought the gameplay was something actually worthwhile. It is not. Here's the third boss. It is exactly the same as the other two bosses, except he can curse us, except he cannot curse me now. And because his attack power has not gone up, but my levels have, he can't actually do any damage. He can still do paralysis. How many anti-paralysis do I have? I have a bunch. So, I'll probably want to stay away from him so he doesn't paralyze me. But aside from that... I shouldn't have too much of a problem here. Yeah, so like I was saying... The gameplay to the Undead Syndrome is kind of garbage. It's kind of garbage. I don't mean to hurt Mukago Software Development's feelings, but it is. It's not where this game shines. It shines in how just earnestly weird it is. And that's where they should have focused things, on the story and the cutscenes and things like that. They should not have focused it on, hey, let's try to make the game really hard because the gameplay is fun. It is not fun. It is something that you try to struggle with so you can see the story, and not the other way around. I mean, I could just stand up to him and just go toe-to-toe if it wasn't for the paralysis. He's not cursing me, and he's not doing any damage at all. The only threat here is that he can, if he stun locks me into permanent paralysis, and I don't have, like, a cure to get out of it. That's the only problem here. He could do that. I like how obnoxious the bosses in this game are. They run after you and just start kicking. Just start kicking! Nothing fancy about it. They just start kicking you in the head over and over. Oh, got one. Alright, his helmet's off. Now let's do this thing. No, except I'm paralyzed. So let's cure that. Oh, right, I forgot about that. The jump spinny thing in the air that they do. They do that. And he's not stopping. He just keeps doing it. Almost. There we go. And the third and final of these exact same bosses has been defeated. All three done. All three have been defeated after 2 hours. 2 hours straight of the Undead Syndrome 2. What was he guarding? The Black Key. The darkest of all keys. It's time to go back where we came. No, time to go back. Oh, hold on. These enemies are back. I need to equip my Dark Storm, or else I will die in one hit. And that would be a lot of fun if that happened. I know that's what you would like to see. Yeah, turquoise. Oh, yeah, okay. I always had it equipped. All right. Actually, I probably could have made it easier for me if I equipped the dual shot against that boss. I didn't actually need Dark Storm, so could have probably made that even easier than it was. But that's all right. We defeated the boss. The only important thing is that we get out of here without being one-shot. Which we could. The possibility of being one-shotted still exists until we get out of here and until we get to that bed and until we're able to save. We still remain in danger, so... I do not remember where it was I needed to go. Nope, that's just a dead end. Needed to find boxes. Needed to find boxes that I could use to jump up on. Oh, there's one of those guys. You like that sound effect of picking up items? Will you be sad when it's gone? Because we won't hear it again after we're done with the Undead Syndrome 2. Oh, here's the exit. Here we go. Let me just get that guy out of the way just to be safe. You know, maybe you could make the Undead Syndrome 2 live on by getting some of the sound effects and, like, putting them on your phone. Like, that sound effect when you save, for instance, like this. That sound effect? How about you make that like your text sound on your phone? And then you will start to dread getting texts. You will not want to get texts. All right. What is it that we need to do? We have defeated all 3 bosses. We have gotten the Black Key. We could exit the game by going that way, but you know, there's still one item that we could get, and we don't need to get it. It's completely optional. But you know how I do these things. We need to do everything. We need 100% completion, so sometimes that's a curse. Sometimes that's not a good thing, and that's like what's happening today, because do you remember when we beat the second boss? There was a treasure chest in that room, and we could not open it because it was locked, and we wondered, hey, why is that locked, and how can you open it? Well, we now have the means to unlock it. We have the Black Key, and we can use that to unlock. So, now we have to remember where the second boss was, and get back to that boss room. And find out, okay? I think that, yeah, the boss room was over there, wasn't it? So I have to get up and do the jumps over there. Okay. Yep, it's becoming clearer. My memory's coming back. It's easier for my memory to, like, be... Oh, it's locked because I have to kill enemies. It's easier to forget about the Undead Syndrome because it's like a defense mechanism that your brain does. Your brain's defensive mechanism is to make you forget about the Undead Syndrome and what it was that you experienced. But we can't do that yet, brain. I know you want to, but we can't do it yet. We have to hold out just a little while longer. We have to remember the Undead Syndrome just a little while longer, and then we will get to the end, and then we will not have to think of the Undead Syndrome ever, ever again. So let's see. Second boss was over in this direction. I almost didn't make that one, but we did. But we did. But we did. Here's a save point. I know you love the sound. I love it too. We're almost there. It's over 2 hours of Undead Syndrome. Too much. It's just too much Undead Syndrome. It's just too much at once, but it's what we had to do. It's what we had to experience in order to get the full Undead Syndrome experience right blasted in our face. It's what we needed. I'm sorry. Sorry to inflict this on you, but some things you just need to know. You need to know firsthand. Anyway, here's this room. This is where the second boss was. We were not able to unlock this. We can't... No, over the limit. Okay, let's just, like, use one of these. And open this up. And we got the diamond. We got the diamond. We got a gemstone. A new gemstone. We have not seen this one before. What does it do? Well, the diamond is the ultimate gemstone. If we put it in our right hand, we get a 3-way shot and 100% protection against venom. If we put it in our left hand, we get 100% protection against paralysis and 100% protection against curse. Let's put it in our right hand for right now so we have the 3-way shot. There we go. We are now fully equipped, fully decked out, ready for bear, ready for anything that the Undead Syndrome might be able to throw at us. And, you know, we don't actually need the diamond because we're actually at the end of the game. It's weird. I don't know why they don't give you the diamond until right now, because we've beaten all the bosses. We don't need it for anything else. We don't actually need the diamond. I don't know why they gave it. I don't know what's happening. Why would they do that? Okay. Make these jumps. Yeah, these sweet jumps. Sweet jumps. There we go. Sweet jumps completed. Now, let's make our way back. Over this wise. Oh, I'm paralyzed. No, status effects can still get us. Let's not forget about that, even though we're almost at the end. Status effects can still get us. Alright, we're making it. We're making it. We're making it happen. Getting it done. Alright, last save point of the game. We're almost there. After 2 hours, we're almost there at the end of the Undead Syndrome. Almost there. It's been an experience, and I'm proud that we were able to experience this together. Alright, that's the wrong room. We want to go in here. Right. What happened there? Okay. I don't know what happened there. Okay. The camera got all weird. Oh yeah, there are those X's in the background. The camera still sees those even though we're in the sub-screen. Okay. Even though I equipped the diamond, I don't actually need to equip the diamond in the right hand, because I need the Darkstorm Blast for these one-hit enemies. Let's put diamond in L hand. Diamond will not protect us against these guys. They're too close. Jump over. There we go. That was close. Oh. Let's see. Anyone over here? No, there's not. Okay. Getting cornered. We can't get cornered right now. We're almost at the end. We've almost made it. We've almost done it. We can't let ourselves get stymied now. We're almost at the end of the Undead Syndrome 2. Almost at the end. I guess these guys are dead as well. And not sure when I killed them, but apparently I did. All right, up here we go. You might remember that there was that one door that was labeled here, and we were not able to go into it because we didn't have the key, and we wondered what could possibly unlock it. Well, now we have the answer. Now we have it. The black key. It is the key that is able to unlock that final door. And what will we find behind that final door? What will be the final... No, it's over limit again. You know, I'm going to get this thing over limit or not. It's anti-curse. Oh, no. Game over. Got cornered. That's fine, because we saved on the bed right here, which means we're not going to be frustrated. We're just going to keep on going. Right, so we do have that one final door. What could possibly be behind it, you wonder? What wonders could be behind that door? What answers to our manifold questions could there be? Oh man, you're about to find out. Just a couple more minutes and we'll get there. A couple more minutes and it'll all be over. And I know you're wondering what we might possibly find behind that final door. It doesn't seem like anything could live up to the mystery that's been presented so far, but I'm sure Mikago Software Development will have done their best in order to satisfy people who played through I can't lie to you, they didn't. They really, really, really didn't. But we're gonna see it. You're gonna see it for yourself. Alright, let's head on here. We've been in this room, and this is the room where we saw that door that was labeled here. The final locked door in the game. It is here. We're in the same room with it. We've almost made it. I knew we could do it. I knew we could do it. Because we believe in ourselves, and we believe in each other. That's why we were able to do it. That's why we were able to hold out all this time. Through the Undead Syndrome 1, through the Undead Syndrome 2, and make it all the way to the end. Just a few more enemies to overcome, and it'll all be over, finally. But I can't let down my guard just yet, because there still are a few more one-hit kill enemies to kill. And until they're dealt with, I can't get comfortable. I love having to shoot an enemy that takes so many hits and only doing one hit point of damage at a time. This is the best. I love it. Okay. I'm just gonna get this money. Anyone else walking around up there, ready to drop down maybe? Drop down from above? To one-hit kill me? Possibly. Here's someone up here. Alright. I think that is actually everyone. Nope, one more. Around the corner. Trying to trick me. But we were too alert for him, you and I. We were. And I think that is the actual last one. Alright. Now make these jumps. I did not make that one, but that's fine because everyone here is dead. I guess they have items. And I just don't have room to hold the items, which is why they're not despawning. Well, that's fine. No! Just have to make this jump. Have to make these jumps and it'll all be over. It's been over 2 hours. Around 2 hours, 15 minutes. that we've been on this adventure through the Undead Syndrome 2. You know, there were points there where I didn't think that we were going to make it, where I thought that we were going to have to give up, try again another night, but no. No, we've done it. We've looked the Undead Syndrome in the eye. We've looked it in the eye, and it backed down. We have won. We have defeated the Undead Syndrome, and now, what lies behind the final door? What lies behind the door to the real world? It's time to find out. We're back on the spaceship. Our mission in the nightmare is almost complete. For some reason, we can still use the key blast, even though we're in the real world. I don't understand that. Oh man, look at the blue sky out there. Look at that blue sky. And look at the corner of that skybox right there. That beautiful corner of that blue skybox. Okay, let's go in and find out the answers to all questions. And that's how the Undead Syndrome 2 ends. To be continued, press pause and go to the title screen. So, there wasn't actually an ending to this game. I don't know if Mukago Software Development just had to get it out the door really fast or what, but they didn't make an ending. Like, they literally did not make an ending. We can go in this room, and there's like a UFO, and that's kind of neat, right? Can't do anything with that. We can't go through this door. And that's just how it all ends. To be continued, press pause, and go to the title screen, which is what we're going to do now. And that's it. That's the Undead Syndrome 2, version 1.0, available on Xbox Live Indie Games. I don't know, we went through the nightmare again, we got out, and then it said our mission was almost over, to be continued. So I know what you're thinking. If it says to be continued, then surely there is an Undead Syndrome 3. Surely there is a final chapter to this trilogy of terror, and no. Actually, no, there's not. There is no Undead Syndrome 3. I looked on Xbox Live Indie Games. There wasn't one. I looked on Mukago Software Development's website, and you can see it right there, mukago.game.kukan.jp/main. I looked on that. There did not seem to be an Undead Syndrome 3 or anything about it, so that's how this ends. Yeah, that's how it ends. And since Xbox Live Indie Games, it's down, you know? By the time this video will have gone up, Xbox Live Indie Games will have stopped accepting new submissions. They would have done so in September. And there's no Undead Syndrome 3. So that's how the series ends. It ends with nothing. You know, Undead Syndrome 1 was a fun romp with really bizarrely badly done cutscenes and a funny story. And then with Undead Syndrome 2, they just decided to really, put the focus on the difficulty to make the game a lot harder than the first one. And, they had sort of a cutscene at the beginning, and they didn't actually have anything at the end, so their focus seemed to go in the wrong direction. They didn't need more gameplay. They didn't need difficulty. They needed to have more wonderful cutscenes and dialogue, and they did not do that in the Undead Syndrome 2. So, this was Mukago Software's sequel. I don't know if they ever will release an Undead Syndrome 3, but if they do, I hope they focus on the cutscenes and the cinematics and the dialogue and all that, and maybe give the difficulty a rest, because no one enjoyed this, Mukago Software Development. I don't think a single person enjoyed this. Well, that's the Undead Syndrome 2. We've been at this for 2 hours and 20 minutes, you and I, and I'm glad that we were able to get through this. I'm glad that we were able to finish this, and I'm glad that I never have to play the Undead Syndrome ever again. I hope you can get to sleep. Tonight, it might be difficult with the thoughts of the Undead Syndrome 2 running through your head and like this title screen with this guy who keeps screaming at you. Like, that's going to happen to you tonight when you close your eyes. You're just going to see that over and over and over. But I hope you can get some sleep, and I hope that you can come back with me next time for the next horror of XBLIG, as we continue counting down to the last of the horror titles. I'll see you then.